This is Kevin Paulson with Hunting Life Adventures, and we're standing here with Master Guide Tony Lee with West Wind Guide Service. Tony, where do you hunt in Alaska?
We hunt in southwest Alaska, north of Dillingham, about 120 miles or so. We're in an extremely remote area.
And you hunt for what animals?
We hunt for mainly brown bear, grizzly bear, and moose are the main animals.
Now, how long have you been hunting in Alaska?
I moved to Alaska 40 years ago and started flying a few years after that, and then started guiding a couple of years after that. So it's been my sole source of income in my business for over 35 years.
35 years, that's amazing.
Been in the same area for that long too.
Holy cow. Now, how has hunting changed in the last 30 years?
Probably the single biggest thing is just more people. I mean, I think that's normal anywhere you would go in the country. There's more population, there's more people. Consequently, there's more guides. You know, it used to be that I was out there alone. Now I have a couple other guys out there. We work well together, so it's not a real problem or anything. But it is, you know, just more people. Populations are always going to vary. Caribou are up, caribou are down. Everything is cyclic. That doesn't, you know, you just have to deal with what it throws at you. But we've got more bears now than we've ever had in the history of the state of Alaska. Our caribou populations out there have cycled down. They were high. They were over 200,000. Now they cycled down to about 30. Our moose are fairly stable. So it's changed a lot. I mean, but it's going to happen no matter what you do, anywhere you go.
Right. Now you fly over and are in and around the Bristol Bay region. Mm-hmm. There's a tremendous controversy going up over in that area about the Pebble Mine. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what your opinion is on that?
Well, I'm not a big advocate of the Pebble Mine. It has changed the complexion of doing business out there, number one. I mean, it's changed the Iliamna immensely. It's changed the people. It's changed the animal habits. It used to be I have to fly right over the Pebble Mine to go to and from my camp. It used to be that I could always see moose and bears and caribou or about anything, but with 6 helicopters running full time, going back and forth across that country, it looks like a nuclear wasteland now. There's nothing that lives in that country that is in the basically ever out during daylight hours. When the helicopters are flying, they've become totally nocturnal. You know, it's just changed everything and not for the good.
That's hopefully that's a situation that's going to go away here in the near future.
I hope so.
Now you've taken some really big animals over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned a couple of big bears. Can you show me a couple of your moose and a couple of your bears that were exceptional?
Well, these moose here, all on top. This is a record book moose. This one we chased after for almost 4 years before we finally got him. He was pretty sharp, and this is a record book moose here. This is another really, I mean, all these moose that are in these pictures are over 65 inches, and this one kind of is a soft spot for me. That's my wife with the 66-inch moose that she shot all by herself, and so that's a
fantastic
70-incher right there we took 2 years ago, and I mean, it just, our moose are very good. Our bears, this is probably one of the more fun hunts I was ever on. We found this bear, there's a dead moose in here that it had killed in the spring, and we found this bear and we stalked it with a father and son. I'll tell you about that one. We stalked it with a father and son, and when we got up there, I took the father up, and he was supposed to shoot this bear. When we got up there, over a little hump, I saw a paw. And I went, there's 2 bears here. It can't be a sound cub, but I got the other guide that was with me and the son down there. So we were trying to figure out what this other bear was, and finally we said, well, let's just holler at him and get him standing up and see what it is. So we all kind of lined up and started hollering and got the hunters ready to shoot. Well, the other bear stood up, and it was a big bear, so we shot 2 9-foot-plus bears in the same location at the same time with a father and son. And I don't think that's done very often.
Holy cow, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, one was 9.3 and the other was 9.4. Oh. And they had been fighting over that kill.
Tony, how can people get a hold of you if they want to come out and book a great hunt with you out in Alaska, do some moose hunting, do some grizzly bear hunting?
The best thing to do is go to the website, and it's alaskabiggamehunting.com. It's got my business phone number. It's got the email address, and if when they get the business phone number, if I don't answer, they'll also have my cell phone on it. So it's a good way to get a hold of me. I'm out in the field sometimes, so I'm not always able to get to that. But I try, even out in the field, I try to use a sat phone to check my messages as often as I can.
Fantastic. Tony, great meeting you today. Thank you very, very much.
You.
Appreciate it.
Please support our sponsors: Spot Messenger, Benchmaster, Pro Ears, Crossfire, Schnees of Bozeman, Montana, Sitka Gear, and a special thanks to Al Mead of Sonic Edge Productions. HuntingLife.com. Pursue your passions of hunting, conservation, and a well-lived life.